The most obvious winner from the COVID-19 lockdown is Zoom Video Communications, but it's had a pretty tough week. Thanks to the terrific video conferencing software that many of us use, Zoom's become the face of the stay-at-home economy. They were averaging 10 million daily users toward the end of last week. In March, they averaged 200 million. And that's huge. It's no wonder the stock caught on fire, rallying from 87 when we spoke to the CEO 2 months ago, all the way to 165 at its highs a couple of weeks ago. Since then, those Zooms come under increased scrutiny, and the stock's given back a big chunk, falling to around 123 as of today. Journalists, security researchers, even some regulators have pointed out security flaws. And they got a new competitor in Ring Central, and they're losing some key clients like New York schools. What do we do with this stock that's gone from market darling to battleground in a matter of days? You know what we need to do? We need to get some clarity. So let's check in with Eric Yuan. He's the founder and chairman and CEO of Zoom Video to get a better sense of these concerns and find out what he's doing to win back his customers' trust. Mr. Yuan, welcome back to Mad Money.
Hey, Jim, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Oh, of course, Eric. And you've been a delight, and you've always come on, and you're not willing to duck and during periods when I know it's been difficult. Now, you yourself have said, sir, that you can't afford to have this happen again. You can't afford to lose people's trust. So what have you done to make sure that doesn't happen?
Yes, that's a great question, Jim. So when we built Zoom, Zoom was built for serving the large enterprise business customers. But over the past several weeks, we had a lot of brand new users, new use cases. This is never, expected. Right? Those, when we work together with enterprise IT team, normally takes some time to build trust. This time, a lot of first time, end users, they heard about Zoom, they started using Zoom, and we need to, spend time on that, right? Make sure, really have a customer really understand Zoom, the security settings. And however, when they read some article, if they did not enforce the password, they probably feel very frustrated. We needed to enforce the security settings, private settings for the first time in the users.
Well, have you gone back to some New York school systems and said, listen, we have fixed it. You should come back to us. Don't go to Microsoft Teams. We've got the superior product, and all your kids love it.
So you're right. We are still in the process with it. Over the past several days, we already had meetings. Their concern is, there are so many schools and Zoom, they are working together with us directly. They want to have a master account to manage all those public schools, to make sure every public schools, and we have a security control. Actually, over the past 2 weeks, we already enforced password, waiting room, for those schools by default. I think we are still in the process.
Okay, now, we had Chuck Robbins on last week. We also had Ring Central on. Obviously, they want your business. Chuck did mention that, and you know Cisco well, of course, that WebEx does have better security. Now, that's a heavy enterprise product. Yours was an enterprise product, but it's now being blown out by everybody. Can you risk having this weaker security than Chuck when it comes to the big enterprise customers?
So prior to this crisis, we have lots of enterprise customers, right?
Right.
Speaking of security, I built a WebEx. I know that very well. A lot of people challenge us like end-to-end encryption. I'm in this industry for more than 20 years. You look at the Cisco by default, Microsoft by default, neither of them offer the end-to-end encryption. Because to support end-to-end encryption, you cannot have PSTN phone users dial in. Mm-hmm. You cannot support a traditional video endpoint. You cannot support the cloud recording, right? I think from a security perspective, I really do not think any big difference. I do not think they are better. Unfortunately, we suddenly become so popular.
Well,
and that, yeah.
I got to disagree with you, Eric. Cisco does not route traffic through China. A lot of companies and a lot of individuals do not want our traffic. I'm not talking about our Zoom cocktail party Saturday, but we don't want our traffic through China. Is there like a box we can check that just says, listen, Chinese servers will not have our information? Because that Cisco doesn't do. So that is a big difference.
You are right. So I want to take a step back to share with you. But by the way, on Wednesday, I have a weekly Zoom security webinar. I'm going to explain it in very details. And so because, this is we have a global distributed meeting center. And by design, if you and I have a meeting here, the traffic should never go to China at all.
Right.
However, because the misconfiguration in the extremely rare cases, and you and I probably traffic goes through our data center, either in AWS China or our Telstra infrastructure, part of the Telstra in China. go through our data center and come back. Just extremely rare cases. We are going to share everything open transparently. Who's meeting and rotate it back to there. Again, that's our data center. The session key also in the memory. So that's to have the global distributed meeting architecture. I think we can do that very well. However, this is more like this time is missteps.
Okay, missteps. Fair enough. Now, this Zoom bombing. I like the fact that Zoom is a household term, and we do all use it. And I was hesitant to be as critical as others because I am on this product 5 times a day. And I never even used it until Jensen Huang told me about it when we were at NVIDIA. But I also know that there's been this Zoom bombing. It has not happened to me in any of my groups. But can we stop the Zoom bombing? Can we out these people? Can you make it so that they don't wreck what is, with terrible insults and miserable things that you and I both would never want to have happen to us?
Jimmy, you're right. I've been using Zoom for almost 9 years, every day, probably 10 meetings. I never saw that. And the reason why is still we need to work together with the first-time users. We already enforced security settings. Enable your password, waiting room, don't share your meeting the invitation link to others. And after you are in the meeting, lock the meeting. And we have a lot of features built in, right? As long as, we kind of go further step in further those security settings. Plus, any user learn a little bit more about our best practice, I think it should be okay.
And do you think that people will convert from free to paid when it's time?
That's not our focus. Because we really want to go back to serve our large enterprise business customers, right? This is a totally different game. We want to help the world. That's why we're doing that now.
And one last question. Do you need a belt and suspender situation? Should you bring in somebody like a CrowdStrike, it's some sort of cybersecurity that everybody says, well, it's not just Eric. He's really got this thing buttoned down. You
are right on. Tomorrow, we're going to announce that. You see the Zoom, the CISO and advisory board and the CISO and the council. A lot of our customers, the chief security information officer, they all want to help us. Yes. They know they work together with us for many years. They trust us.
I totally agree. Look, I know you can fix this. You have made a commitment to fix it, and I know you. You will fix it. And I want to thank you for coming on. You could have ducked. You could have said, listen, Jim, I'm not coming on, but you came right on. And I want to thank Eric Yuan. He's founder and CEO of Zoom. Eric Yuan did not have to come on. I sent him an email. I said, why not come on? Boom, he comes right on. Everybody's back into the break. Thank you, Eric.